Well, look, I think it is clear from the indictment that came out. It's not about punishing journalism. It's about assisting the hacking of the military computer to steal information from the United States government. And look, I'll wait and see what happens with the charges and how it proceeds. But you know, he skipped bail in the UK. You know, Sweden had those charges, which have been dropped in the last several years. But the bottom line is he has to answer for what he has done, at least as it's been charged. I do think it's a little ironic that he may be the only foreigner that this administration would welcome to the United States.
What happens at the Mueller report if we get a good look at it next week and it's not too heavily redacted? And we get a look at it and it shows that WikiLeaks, Assange himself, worked with the Russians to put out their attacks on the Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton in 2016. Is that journalism?
Well, he's holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London because he's under indictment, I believe, by the Swedish government for a sexual crime. He has, in the interests of ostensibly openness and transparency, exposed in his prior exposures, put people at risk by his doing that. So I don't think those of us in the intelligence community have a whole lot of respect for him.
We know that Assange, who considers himself a journalist, was on the U.S. prosecutor's radar since 2010. But it's his role in the 2016 presidential election that made him a quite popular figure. That's when Assange found himself at the center of a number of investigations, leaking classified information, espionage, and collusion with Russia. Here's what happened. Just ahead of the election, WikiLeaks released thousands of emails that were stolen from the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta. U.S. intelligence officials concluded that those hacks were, in fact, conducted by the Russian government. So the Russians hacked the information. Somehow Julian Assange got it and released it. It wasn't long after that news broke when President Trump showered praise on WikiLeaks multiple times, and he did so many other times leading up to the election.
We have to remember, most recently, Assange was accused of assisting in a Russian-backed effort to interfere in the U.S. election in 2016. U.S. prosecutors have charged 12 Russian operatives with hacking into Democratic Party emails and then disseminating them in an effort to interfere with the campaign. But of course, WikiLeaks was the entity that helped them share those and disseminate that information.
That's fundamentally different than if somebody drops on your lap, here, David, you're a press person. Here is classified material.
Mitch McConnell says he's a high-tech terrorist. Others say this is akin to the Pentagon Papers. Where do you come down?
I would argue that it's closer to being a high-tech terrorist than the Pentagon Papers.